Yes. It's steel.
But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean.
Keeping it real.
Hello and
welcome back
to the channel. My name is Steven and this is Steel Keeping It Real. Now, the last song for this edition of BTS Saturday is the song Hip Hop Lover. Now, I'm a hip hop lover, you're a hip hop lover, would you like to be a hip hop lover too? So I can only have high hopes for this because it's Hip Hop Lover and I love it when they do hip hop. I can see already from the thumbnail that I'm going to pull up that it seems like they might do some more cussing on this song, which is like thumbs up for me because I don't mind. I don't mind it. That's almost at a certain time an element that became part of hip hop. I think that became a standard in hip hop starting in the 90s, because before that there really wasn't a lot of cussing on there. Well, once NWA started getting involved and Public Enemy started getting involved, so we're talking late 80s, early 90s, so roughly around there. Even before that, I'm trying to think. Two Live Crew is basically what got a lot of stuff started to where now we have those albums that say parental advisory on them in hip hop. So it may be a little bit further than that. The more I think about it, it's like, oh yeah, but there are always what's the word I want to say? Examples of earlier times where it has done, but it became more of a norm at the end of the 80s. If you have made it this far, please and thank you for making it this far, and go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button right about there. I'm sorry that there's a lot of spacing in between talking. I'm tired. It is almost 2:30 in the morning where I am. Been a long work week because it was a holiday, so I did end up having to work on the holiday. So this is technically my second day off this week. So once I do this, I'm going to bed. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into Hip Hop Lover.
Here we go.
People wonder why we love this HIP, shit. Why we got so much Yasmin's culture. Tell me.
It was a new world. 평소에 그리 나시나 그저 길은 내게 심청이 만약에 다가와 내가 못 뜨던 새 눈을 뜨게 해 But people keep asking baby why you love that hip hop shit. 그럼 나는 말해 이유는 원래 없어 cause it's hip hop. 별거 없어 에픽한 남들처럼 Jay-Z's 클래식한 에메릭과 또 더그 스타일 In my mind don't care one go ready to die Eminem과 The Chronic과 그 다음 영작 2001 Gangsta Blackstar LP rockin' P rockin' CL's moon this is deep poppin' 달고 살았어 아주 많이 그때 나 아주 많이 할 말이 많았어 남들이 해주는 얘기도 부족하다 느꼈지 일단은 억지 거지 덕지 발라가다 합치고 썼지 That was it 내가 된 시점 학습 지사의 백지 모두 아는 날 좀 시기 그리고 비웠어 빛 위에서만큼은 난 자유로 7년 전이나 지금이나 똑같아 이게 챌린지 Down for your ride Down for your rhythm Down for your rhythm 여전히 내 심장을 뛰게 해 네가 진짜 느끼고 싶게 Yeah, love this 에팍 몸무를 느끼며 게이팜 부갈로 킹타 올스쿨 리듬타 맥해 외탁의 람과 혀를 밀착 두각을 나타내 지금은 랩댄스 교재팝의 프로모델 다 듀퍼보이 에픽하이 서툰 날 이력 써서 무명계 무대 fly 아무것도 모른 날 일으켰지 매일 내 맘을 울린 아티스트 링 몸으로 비연만 했었던 비교와 투팍의 나서 날도 하나같이 Whole 내 세상을 만들기 전에 cold 그가 금요일 밤을 비출 때부터 더 영감을 받고 써가는 곡은 Mac Miller 카네 캔드릭 그들의 음악은 내 귀에 부딪혀 매우 미쳐 가게 테두리 잡아준 내 삶의 최고의 뮤지션 끝없는 딕션 Alright 내 본능이 골라 어떤 랩이든 어떤 춤이든 감각적인 내 교감 이제 내 삶 속의 공간은 힙합으로 녹아 오늘도 wild for the night 내 몸은 feel like it's a world
Down for your ride. I'll be down for your rhythm.
Down for your rhythm.
여전히 내 심장이 뛰게 해. 내가 진짜 너이고 싶게 해. Yeah, I love this. 사람 냄새가 나는 인생으로서 밀려가는 이젠 내 삶의 일부가 돼. That is mine.
힙합은 찾아왔어 살며시 어린아이가 엄마를 찾듯이 자연스럽게 내 삶에 스며들었지 그 당시에 초등학생뿐이었던 나 그제서야 꿈을 재단해 Wanna rap 남들과 비슷한 삶이 혐오했던 꼬맹이의 족감 주위의 모두가 붙잡고 만류하더라도 내 안에서 자리를 고수하 힙합은 날 송두리째 뒤집어 나 그 어린 날 교과서 기퉁이에 적어내렸던 나 16 verse 덕분에 난 안 죽는 삶 뿌리치고 갔던 대구 남산동의 작업실에 날 던지고 밤새도록 갈았던 무딘 펜쪽에 날 노래 끝에 난 결국 학창시절에 받는 언수 왜 대신해서 빼곡히 채워갔던 라임 더비 dream come true 주위에서 다들 묻지 힙합이 뭐냐고 당당히 답을 하지 나의 전부라고 결과 내 인생 자체를 음악 안에 뼈 묻었어 이 문화를 사랑했으라면 난 곧 100번은 넘게도 죽었어
Down for your ride. I'll be down for your rhythm.
Down for your rhythm.
여전히 내 심장이 뛰게 해. 내가 진짜 너이고 싶게 해. Yeah, I love this. 사람 냄새가 나는 인생으로서 밀려가는
이제 내 삶의 일부가 돼 Yeah, this mine
Alright, so that was Hip Hop Lover, which they were hip hop lovers. It started off with RM talking about who influenced him, and I'd already read a story about him about how Eminem was a big impact on him, but he also mentioned Nas and and some other people, Tupac, things like that. I think they all mentioned Nas. One of them mentioned ASAP, and but they were heavily influenced by them. And then the question is, people ask me why I love hip hop, and one of them said it's my everything. And I could probably tell that most people who are in the hip hop lifestyle would basically say it's their everything. I mean, I have a younger brother who has been doing hip hop since he was in his at least mid-teens, and he is considerably older now. I'm not gonna put him on blast like that, but I would say he is considerably older than that now. But it has been his life. It doesn't look like he's stopping. If anything, he's becoming more emboldened, more experimental, more wanting to get out there. Even though he is older, he wants to get out there. He wants to perform, because even though I've had a very few in my life, when you're in front of a group of people, whether it be a crowd who are there to listen to you either sing or rap, even if you're doing karaoke, or if you're playing a sport and the crowd is cheering you on, there's that energy that you feed off of that is almost as addicting as a drug. And, you know, when it comes to drugs, you always going to get that next hit that actually made you feel like the first time that you actually did the drug, because that was what blew your socks off. And so each and every time you're kind of chasing that high, even if it is, you know, if you're smoking marijuana, or, you know, you're smoking crack, or, you know, doing meth, you're always chasing, well, especially if you're doing crack and meth, you're always chasing that first high that you got. When it comes to marijuana, you're just trying to, you know, quiet the noise. The other ones make the noise heavier, but marijuana quiets the noise. So I can completely understand why it's like it's my everything. So I did like the song. They're a nice representation, of course, of RM, Suga, and J-Hope on the track. So it's always good. So if you have made it this far, I thank you very much for tuning in to this week's edition of BTS Saturday. Stay tuned for next week, when we will do another version of BTS Saturday. So please continue to like, subscribe, share, comment, and peace.